Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Drew. How are you?
Dude, I'm hanging in there, just making things happen, making moves. Excited to kind of see the first close of business for January of 2024 and kind of see, all right, am I on pace? Where am I at? And kind of reanalyze my goals for the year and make sure that I'm still on pace, man. So it's exciting. How about you?
Love it. Yeah, likewise. Been staying busy the past couple of weeks. I'm so excited to see how we finish out January and get after it in February. Keep it going.
Absolutely, dude. I see you out there on Facebook. I mean, I've always said this a lot, but I swear, like, Facebook is surprisingly for the business world, at least in Tucson, I can't speak for the entire world, but in Tucson, it's so prominent that you have a strong Facebook because I see everything on Facebook and you, my friend, are continuing to crush, continuing to impress. Love to see
Thanks.
it.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's been great to showcase, the work that you put in, and obviously people are just seeing the finished product of what I put out there, but ultimately it's been nice to just use social media and you do a phenomenal job as well to just kind of keep those touches, with maybe people that are not necessarily clients or prospects, but they could be down the line. So it's been to show success in the past. So I'm glad it's, at least out there getting people talking and
Absolutely. I mean, I think I read somewhere that the average person knows seven realtors, but if I always log into Facebook and I'm constantly seeing you, whether it's real estate focused or it's uh or it's business focused, or even if it's just a personal, like, hey, this is what I've been up to recently, like those types of things keep you top of mind, front of mind. So that way, when they are looking for their real estate purchase, they look beyond just oh, who do I remember? They say, oh, Cade's a realtor. I know him. I got to reach out to him. So,
yeah. Yeah, I
love.
think it's great. Well, awesome, Drew. With that, let's why don't you start us off with your weekly update?
Absolutely. Yeah. So, like I said, like I've alluded in the last few videos, I really want to give it time to actually get a good, solid foundation of what the year to date has done. Because I like the trend from a year to date, not a 1 year period, because I think breaking it up into each year is good. Like 2023 is behind us. We're good. We're done. I like to analyze that, but I want to forget about it and I want to focus on this year. So I want to give that time to build. Over the last few weeks, we have seen a pretty volatile but positive S&P market and general market. And so I think just, like as always, just making sure you're continuing with those investment habits, consulting with a professional because all rates did go up. Excuse me, not all rates, all contribution limits did go up. So you can contribute more to these accounts. So making sure that you're sitting down with your financial advisor or professional and having those conversations and saying, hey, this is how much it is I can contribute. So that way you're not left at the end of the year with the possibility to put in $300 more that you could have maximized, but you don't have that $300 because it's going to taxes or wherever. So that's that. Now, my call to action this week is really just trying to keep your head out of the headlines, right? If you have and we've talked about this a lot on this channel, like a whole heck of a lot, right? That people see headlines and they see things like, oh, well, S&P is going to be down or S&P is going to be up or blah, blah, blah. And they like don't quite have a good understanding of what it is. And they tie it to the politics, right? So they tie it to, oh, there could be a Republican in office next year. So because of that, I got to get in now and maximize so that way I can catch the rise up that's going to happen in the stock market. Or maybe they're saying, oh, there's a Democrat in the office. So doom and gloom. I'm going to stick out of I'm going to wait and let the Democrat get reelected and then I'll take advantage. It's like, we don't know. It's a game. And what I will say is that, and this is a super interesting fun fact I heard, with 100% certainty since like 1980, 3 months prior to the election. So I guess if the election's in November, it would be August if I did it. So that 3 month period, so from August to October, if the S&P 500 is positive with 100% certainty, the incumbent will win the election. If the stock market is negative 3 months prior to the change, then with 100% certainty, the alternative candidate will win. And then the same statistics go back like since 1929, it's like 94%. It's a pretty crazy statistic that I heard. And so what I think that means is it's just, who nobody knows. It could be Joe Biden, it could be Trump. I mean, we just had Ron DeSantis step out. And so, I think the alternative at this point, in my understanding from the Republican side, is it's likely going to be Nikki Haley that wins based upon, or it'll be Nikki Haley or Trump based upon, what I've seen. And I think that's just a fact. Vivek stepped down and Chris Christie, I think, isn't part of it anymore. Ron DeSantis dropped out. So all these people are dropping out. And I know this is not a political channel, but I think that those are the candidates. And so looking kind of into the future and what's going on, just don't let those political markings determine how you invest. Just keep your investment strategy strong and try to avoid the headlines, because there will be headlines that will give you FOMO, and then there will be headlines that give you doom and gloom. And so try to just navigate accordingly. But that's my update.
I love it. That's amazing. And solid advice, as we continue week after week. I'm gonna be interested to see come what I guess next week or the week after that, get a report on January and kind of see where we're at as a whole. It'll be exciting.
Absolutely. What about you?
Um, yeah, I mean, so as far as for me, for the real estate side of things, I'm going to be going over quickly just a weekly report that I get regarding rates, interest rates, and where they're at today. So I got this in literally about an hour ago. And we're going to just kind of walk through what the 30-day interest rate percentages are right now. So for the FHA and VA 30-year loan, the rates are at a 6.18%. So we're just hovering right over that 6%. 30-year fixed conventional, we're sitting at a 6.57%, so the mid sixes. 20-year fixed conventional, you're looking at a 6.375. And then the 15-year fixed conventional, we're looking at a 5.875. So, right under that 6%. And then the same rate for a 10-year fixed conventional. So our 10 and 15-year conventionals are right under 6. Our 20-year and 30-year fixed conventionals are right around the 6.5. And then our FHA and VA is right above the 6%. So we're kind of seeing a consistent 6 to 6.5% rate is kind of what you're seeing right now on market. Obviously, depending on the lender you go with, the broker that you go with, whether or not you buy new construction, you might have access to even cheaper rates. Or in my case, if you buy with a more expensive debt product, you could be getting way higher rate, right? So we have seen them come down, and I just wanted to give kind of a brief uh, kind of idea as to where mortgage rates are heading for the year. The ESR group expects mortgage rates to decline in 2024. This is per FannieMae.com, ending the year below a 6%. So sounds to me like we're going to be right around this 6 to high 5 environment for the rest of the year. My call to action is just inform your clients of this. If you're looking to buy, keep this in mind. This is kind of what they're forecasting. I could tell you that a 6% over the history of interest rates is a pretty low rate. So, I highly doubt we're going to get back to the 2s and 3s that we saw during like COVID. So I would just say that's a pretty solid rate if you could lock in at that. I'll just leave it at that. But even more than that, as Drew, you were talking, I quickly wanted to make a call to action because taxes are here. You should be tax planning if you haven't already. I just wanted to, for anyone who is new to, maybe being a realtor or maybe being their own business owner or independent contractor, make sure that throughout the year you are allocating funds for taxes. I can't encourage this enough. And I think a lot of young business people don't do this, and it's unfortunately just unfortunate because you're going to be hit with a huge tax bill come tax season. You won't have the funds for it, and you will be screwed if you don't have the money for it. So basically, for anyone who's new to this idea, if you are paid as a subcontractor or a 1099 employee, you do not get your taxes deducted from your paycheck. So it is up to you as an individual to save for taxes come the following year when your tax bill is due. So for me, right, I don't get taxes taken out of my paychecks. So I personally save about 30% of every paycheck that I make, and I just save it in, a my account at the bank. So that way this year, come 2024, whatever tax bill I get hit with, I have a more than a sufficient amount of funds that I can then allocate to pay that bill. A lot of people, you would be surprised, don't do this, and they just either spend or invest all of the money that they make. They don't properly allocate for tax time, and then come tax season, they don't have any money in their accounts. They get hit with a $15,000 tax bill, and they have no money to properly pay for it. So I know Drew, you talk about this a lot, as do I. So it just kind of reminded me of it. And as you know, I'm personally preparing for taxes, I figured it'd be good to just put that out there, make sure that you guys are properly allocating throughout the year, stay conservative with your budgets for your business. That way, when taxes come, it ain't no worry, it ain't no thing. It's just like a breeze, right? You don't want to be scraping around the new year and trying to find cash to pay for taxes. It's just ridiculous. So, um, that's my biggest call to action. Drew, do you have anything to add to that before we go over our quote?
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's something that I could have very well hit on today. And it's so accurate. I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of it. And there are different strategies, right, to save money for taxes. I even know people who say, honestly, because they tell me, they're like, honestly, Drew, I am not capable of saving. Like, I see the money and it's burning a hole in my pocket. And I say, all right, well, then meet with your tax advisor once a quarter and file quarterly taxes, which is possible. So you're not getting hit with one huge bill at the end of the year. You're paying off in little chunks during the year and kind of prepping and planning for it. So, I mean, or having a trusted professional hold that money for you, like myself, and hold on to it, put it in a money market and earn a little bit of extra interest. And then maybe you get a little bit of a tax return in the form of interest at the end of the year. Like there are strategies around it to best position yourself for taxes. Make sure you are, because that is the biggest mistake. Like if you make less than $12,500, that's the standard deduction. So you don't pay anything in taxes. Everything above that, you're going to pay in taxes. So you might as well start saving from here on out. So
Yeah. And I personally know people who that's affected tremendously, and it is not a fun, realization when you have, again, like a $15,000 tax bill that you owe and you just don't have the money properly allocated. So just make sure you guys are properly saving your, for me, I do monthly budgets. I don't know about you, Drew, but for my businesses, my rental properties, my personal budgets, I mean, I do it all monthly. I think it's very important. And so if you guys don't do that, you're only shooting yourself in the foot, not understanding what bills are coming due. And I could just say you're not going to go very far in business if you can't properly manage money. That leads us to our quote, which is by Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. And his quote is, "Great things in business are never done by one person." And so I know you, Drew, as do I, we have, whether or not you want to call it employees or just team members who help our business run. I think it is so, so crucial to have the right people in the right positions in your business, especially as you start to grow. I know for a fact, the business that I did last year and the business that I hope to do this year doesn't just happen by me. It comes from a multitude of ways, past clients, my sphere of influence, my friends, my family. So there's just no way you could do everything yourself. And I've actually been blessed enough now to start hiring some of my work out because I just can't do it myself. And so I would just say make sure that you keep an open mind when you're growing your business, and if it, if and when, because it will happen when it requires as you grow to hire people, just understand that that's going to be part of the process, and you can't do it all yourself if you actually want to grow.
absolutely. And to kind of wrap it all up with a nice little bow on top, you do what better place to meet young sphere professionals than NGRN, what this group is all about, and build that sphere and build those groups, those people that not only help you actually conduct your business, but they're the motivation and they are the positivity, because this business is hard. These businesses are hard. Being a business owner or a commission based industry, it stinks. you kind of get thrown to the curb and stomped on a little bit, and you say, figure it out. And it hurts and it sucks. So to have those people who are in the same exact boat as you that you can lean on for support and advice, super important. And to leave it on that note, our next meetup is this Friday, the 26th, from 5:30 to 8:30 at the Sands Club. Super excited to have Carlos Albalais from Wow Real Estate. He's going to be an amazing speaker. So very excited for that one. Just come out, show some support, show some love, because he's a small business owner designating his time to come out and speak to us. So let's make it good. Let's make it worth his time, as well as, learn a little bit, because it'll be worth yours for sure. And you're going to meet some people there that will definitely, that you'll like and appreciate. So
For sure, for sure.
awesome. All right, Cade. Well, then I will see you this Friday.
Sounds good, brother. See you then.
See you then.